Something I've really enjoyed doing since I started this show is my ability to reach out to musicians from around the world. Today we're going to talk to a songwriter from Germany, so stick around. Hey, welcome to Charlie's Open Mic. My name is Charlie Mosbrook. On this week's show, we're going to talk to a songwriter named Martin Praetorius. He's in Germany, so let's head across the ocean. Hey, welcome to the show, Martin.
Thank you for having me, Charlie.
Glad to have you. Where are you from? You're not from the United States, are you?
I'm not from the United States. I was born in a town called Essen in the west of Germany, which is about, if you know a little of the geography of the country, is about an hour north of Cologne, which would be the better known city. And it's about an hour east of the Dutch border, so really tucked into that westerly part, and basically right in the middle of the country. It's a pile of cities, really. Really, it's the whole area is called the Ruhr area or Ruhrgebiet, or also referred to as the coal pot or Kohlenpott in German of the country. There was a lot of mining in the last century and the one before, and of course a lot of steel as well. Then
Now you have a distinctive accent, which doesn't sound German to me. Where is your accent uh, coming from?
it, there's probably a lot of Irish in there, but you couldn't really trace it back to one distinctive county because I've been all over the place and I've never lived in Ireland, but I've spent um, much time there, and I played the pub circuit in Germany for about 12 years. So yeah, I have a bit of a history there
Yeah,
with the Irish.
I think listening to your music, the first thing I heard in your voice was sort of a water boy's
Oh,
tonality, and
that is, thank you. That's high praise.
yeah, well, they're great.
Yeah,
They're a lot of
they're.
fun. So, how did you get into this music thing? How did music find you?
How did music find me? It found me on German television. I was about 9 years, pretty much exactly 9 years old, and we had a show on German television called Disco, which was basically Top of the Pops in German. Um, and I saw Susie Quattro. I don't know if you remember her. She's originally from Detroit, but she was very, or still is, very popular in Europe. I think living in England. And it was a track called 48 Crash. And within 3 minutes and 42 seconds, I was sold to rock and roll. And that's how it all started. I didn't know how to play guitar by then. I didn't have a word of English at 9 years of age. But when I look at the clip now, some almost 50 years later, I still know exactly why it happened, because it's the energy that's in it that just electrified me, and I knew I wanted that. That's how I got into music.
Where did you start developing your skills and your craft?
I used just started banging away on my dad's old guitar, which he had from his younger his youth basically. It was a terrible yoke, really, and you couldn't really play on it. But I just worked away, learning my first few chords, and eventually got a better guitar from my parents. Not the one I was hoping for. It was a classical gut string guitar. I was hoping maybe for a Western guitar or even an electric. But a year later, I bought my first electric guitar, and yeah, and that's how I started off.
I think I saw that you were a busker at some point. Is this is this true?
I am a busker on and off. I enjoy going out into the streets of whatever city I am in, and play on the streets, play without amplification,
Hmm.
because this is how you get close to people if it then, happens, and I just find that absolutely extraordinary to make the connection on the street with people. It also gives you a great freedom not to care about what somebody else might want to hear. You can play whatever you want,
Mhm.
and I play, I'd say, 85% of my own material on the streets. Because that's what I do. I'm a songwriter. I play my songs, and I fill in the odd cover. But the covers I play are all songs that are connected to me um, for various reasons. But it's all songs I'm trying to make my own. Um, but yeah, busking is a wonderful thing. I like I say, I enjoy the great freedom it brings.
Now you've been doing some streaming concerts. Do you find that the streaming concerts have a similarity to busking?
That's an interesting question, really. You, I know that I had to get used to the setting. That you're looking into a camera and there's no one else. I was quite lucky. I mean, I established this quite early in this pandemic. I did my first stream on Friday the 13th of March, 2020, and I have been keeping up with these streams until in a consecutive, like, weekly basis until last week. That was the first week I didn't stream because I had a gig in town in Copenhagen, where I am at the moment. But I was running 76 streams on a Wednesday at 9 o'clock our time, and I had to get used to that. Like I say, you are alone, but you still want to engage with your audience.
Hmm.
So, but it was at the end of the day, and when I look back at it now, it was a great way to learn to be comfortable in front of a camera, and kind of pretending there's someone, or hoping there's someone there, and it probably is a, radio presenters probably have the same. They are in a studio and have to imagine there is a world outside. And this world outside, I mean, this for me is what's so great about radio, is that you're not listening alone. And so I was always hoping I wasn't alone, and I wasn't alone. I created um, a nice little bubble. I called it the bubble. And there's been people in there that have been following me every week, and they tuned in every week, and that's a great thing. It became a small but very reliable community, and I don't know if it's a little like busking, but it doesn't have the same freedom, of being able to walk around. When I do busking, that's also a reason why I do it without amplifications. I walk around, I don't even if I use the same spot, I go 5 meters to the left or the right or to the front or the back, and I'm constantly kind of moving, and following people, and making eye contact and all that sorts of things. That's a little different when you have a camera in front of you,
Yeah, it's a very
and
fixed frame that
is a
you have to
fixed
lock
fixed
into.
frame. But like I say, it was great. It was a great way of learning how to deal with that. And I'm actually at the end of this. I'm quite happy. I had this opportunity.
Let's get into the song that we're going to hear from you. It's called "Thoughts and Prayers," which I
Yes.
don't know what that means to you in the States. It has sort of become synonymous with sort of an empty promise.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know if
That's
that's exactly the way to put it, but I think that's the way a lot of
yeah.
people interpret thoughts and prayers when
Yeah.
they hear it nowadays. Um,
And that's what the chorus. What the story of the chorus is. It's we're staring at a screen, and and think it is a movie scene.
Was there a particular event that provoked that song?
I think it was a couple of things happening at the same time in different places around the world. And every time, you know, you just, I mean, like you said, it's an empty promise, thoughts and prayers. And you would read that over and over. And the more I read it, the angrier I became. And I wrote the song. You know, it's basically a way of dealing with my anger. You know, it's yeah. And the recording I sent you was from the stream yesterday. Bitter taste in my mouth might originate from thinking out loud. And what I say is what I mean. I don't leave much room for misinterpretation. Look at this place from up above. Could you imagine it was free from peace and love? Now look again from within. It is foul and false and full of deadly sin. There's war in every corner and a tide for a night. The picture on our side remains the same, and we are staring at the screen as if it was a movie screen. Somewhere someone will leave thoughts and prayers. This world's for some it's not. Basically depends on how much money you've got. And if you're white, it seems you're better off. For the rest of us, it's already getting rough. Just to kill the love, and they spew hatred. I wonder, will we find the time to rise against it? If revolution is not now, tell me how we're gonna turn this. Tell me how. This constant strain of greed and grudge and rivalry, you be the judge. Is it coiling in our DNA? And we are staring at the scene as if it was a movie screen. Meanwhile, the ice is melting and the water's rising. The desert's growing, the planet's burning, burning. We have thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. We thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Curtain falls, the clock strikes 1. It's long after we had time to get things done. And from the ashes and the dirt, there's no rising this time. We will all get get hurt. I'll get hurt. Get hurt.
Hey, thank you for watching Charlie's Open Mic this week, and thank you to Martin Praetorius for sharing his story and song with us. As always, please hit that subscription link down below. Please ring the bell for notifications of upcoming episodes. You can always visit us at charliesopenmic.com, where you can find a Patreon link to help support the show. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.